SST is brought to you by Stark Auto Sales, home of the ultimate worldwide scratch and dent car sale. Hey friends, I'm Rick Walker. Welcome to another edition of the SST Car Show. We have a lot of cool stuff lined up for you today. We're going to show you a custom 1980 Camaro Convertible. That's right, they didn't make convertible Camaros in 1980, but we found one. Also, we will review the all-new Nissan Maxima. We'll have some highlights from this year's Old Car Festival at the Greenfield Village, which is part of the Henry Ford Museum. But first, let's take you to the Ultimate Man Cave. We found this place in Detroit, Michigan. It's kind of run, if you will, by Mel Guthrie and his buddy Mike Sirico, both of which are movie car aficionados. They have some real movie cars and some movie car tribute vehicles, and this place is jam-packed full of them. You are not going to believe what you are about to see. This isn't the Bat Cave. It's better, because this hidden warehouse, tucked away in the corner of a Detroit suburb, has been converted into a showroom of sorts, where it not only houses a Batmobile replica, it is also home to a whole collection of other movie tribute cars. Mel Guthrie is the main man here. For Guthrie, his passion for retro movie cars really took off when he purchased this car from the Monkees TV series. This car is the real deal. It's one of the originals from the show, built by custom car legend Dean Jeffries. Guthrie picked it up at an auction.
Yeah, well, as a kid, I liked the Monkey Mobile, and I heard it was going to be at an auction in Arizona, and it was only about 2 weeks before the actual auction, so I decided if I didn't go and at least try to win it and it went cheap and I could have afforded it, I'd be mad at myself. So I thought, all right, I'm going. And somehow I got lucky enough and won.
Guthrie didn't do all this alone. He has a few partners these days, like Mike Sirico, who has helped him build many of the cars in this showroom. Let's just get into this. Yeah, you do. You have an illness.
I do. It's a sickness. It is. I'm terminally ill. I'm going to, sooner or later, buy enough stuff where it's just going to implode on me, and I'm going to be done. It's sad, but it's true.
How does something like this happen to a person?
Bad parenting? Let's go with that.
Too much television, clearly.
Yes, too much television. They take the baby crib and put it upside down so I can't get away, and then you're stuck in front of the TV and you're done. Yeah.
That's like the ultimate babysitter.
Parenting, yes, it is, exactly. Yeah.
They warned about this for decades, and this is
what happens, right, you know. Right. I was trying to get hooked on heroin and cocaine, and I just couldn't do it, but this basically took over.
The list of replicated movie cars inside this place is long and impressive.
The original Monkey Mobile that was actually used on the show, and everything else is a replica, but Wayne's World, Mach 5 from Speed Racer, Mystery Machine, Kit. There's kind of a replica of the Smokey and the Bandit Trans Am, not too accurate. Batmobile, Herbie the Love Bug, Munsters Coach, Grandpa's Dragula from the Munsters, Ghostbusters, A-Team, replica of the car from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles after it caught on fire, the Dumb and Dumber van, the Dumb and Dumber mini bike, and Starsky and Hutch Torino, and the Transformers Camaro.
This showroom, man cave, movie car garage, whatever you want to call it, is also filled with other movie memorabilia, like posters, toys, and die-cast cars. But there is no question. Around here, the full-size movie cars are the stars.
They are still kind of timeless.
They are, I think so. I think a lot of this is. I mean, people still, Herbie's been around for, 50 plus years, and people still recognize it. You could drive it down the road, people would still know it. They'll still know this. They still know the Duke's car. They still know the Smokey and the Bandit. They know. Majority of them do know.
These cars don't just sit in this showroom. On occasion, you'll find them at comic conventions and car shows.
Once or twice a year, I probably get to take them out. When I buy the insurance, they say, how many miles a year do you think? And I feel like I'm lying to say 100 or 200 because it's probably less than that they actually get driven.
When we come back, we'll take you for a ride in one of the most popular of all these movie and TV replica cars, in this almost identical replica of the Batmobile. Later in the show, we will take you for a ride in their Batmobile tribute car. But first, here's our review of the all-new Nissan Maxima. Time for a test drive in the new Nissan Maxima, a car that is being marketed as a sports sedan. Does it live up to the hype? We would say yes, and the reasons are quite simple. The Maxima is powered by an upgraded V6 engine that produces 300 horsepower. It revs high, provides plenty of torque, good high end, and the car handles extremely well. I like a car that gives me some road feel, and that's what you get with the Maxima. This thing is responsive, and if you need to get out of trouble and you need the handling, it's there. If you need to pull out and pass and you want to mash that accelerator down to the floor to get past somebody in a hurry because you need to, because maybe you're in a jam and for safety reasons even you need to accelerate, this car will give it to you. Now, it isn't quite a sports car, but it is very sporty. This test vehicle is the Platinum Edition, so it comes equipped with lots of creature comforts like an infotainment system with full connectivity and an 8-inch touchscreen, navigation and diamond quilted seats. It has mahogany wood trim and ambient lighting. Adaptive cruise control and an automated emergency brake come standard. The car comes with like sport mode as well, and so you just hit the button and it just changes the dynamics of the car. And I'll tell you, it really is a fun car to drive. This thing handles extremely well, and yet it takes bumps really well. So it's a great touring car because you can drive this thing around town. It can be a daily driver. It's comfortable that way, but you could take this thing and really push it if you wanted to, maybe even on a track, and it will respond. Nissan says 60% of the V6 engine in this car has been re-engineered with new parts. It produces 10 more horsepower than last year's version. But there is more to it than that. The engine feels better. It feels like there is a lot more torque, and most important, it seems to kick in and come to life when it's pushed. You won't really notice the improvements in the engine until you really hit the accelerator hard while passing or merging on a highway. Just so you can hear the engine, I'm just going to rev this thing for just a second and listen to the high-pitched squeal it gives you. Now, I don't know if you can get that from the recording here, but that sounds like a sports car engine. The quality of this car puts it into BMW territory. It is a luxury touring sedan with sports car traits. It's quieter inside than a Mercedes-Benz S-Class, and it is priced way below its premium branded competitors, making it a bargain in this segment, and a car that is SST approved. Rick Walker, SST Car Show News. Time to pay some bills, time for a commercial break, but don't go away. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Jessica. Don't go away. We'll be right back after these messages.
low as $39.99 with full warranty. Pays for itself. Select from thousands of free online shows. We even provide remote service so you'll never be without your TV. Updates itself automatically. 30-day money-back guarantee. Call 1-866-248-1490. That's 1-866-248-1490. Or order online at supergeeks.tv. That's supergeeks.tv.
Stark Auto Sales. Hundreds of insurance claim vehicles auctioned every week. Now with locations in Toronto, Montreal, and Ottawa. Parts cars, rebuildable wrecks, damage-free theft recoveries. Bid in person, bid online from anywhere. Worldwide shipping. A better way to buy a car. Visit StarkAutoSales.com.
Turn back the hands of time with antique Chevrolet parts. Since 1971, we've been sourcing parts from around the world to help you restore and maintain antique Chevs. Nose to tail fins, we have your parts. Call us toll free at 1-866-767-2787. Get help from a real person or go to antiquechev.com. Download a catalog, order online, delivered to your front door.
Boxes start as low as $39.99 with full warranty. Pays for itself. Select from thousands of free online shows. We even provide remote service so you'll never be without your TV. Updates itself automatically. 30-day money-back guarantee. Call 1-866-248-1490. That's 1-866-248-1490. Or order online at supergeeks.tv. That's supergeeks.tv.
Turn back the hands of time with antique Chevrolet parts. Since 1971, we've been sourcing parts from around the world to help you restore and maintain antique Chevs. Nose to tail fins, we have your parts. Call us toll free at 1-866-767-2787. Get help from a real person or go to antiquechev.com. Download a catalog, order online, delivered to your front door. Antique Chev, helping you turn back the hands of time.
Stark Auto Sales. Hundreds of insurance claim vehicles auctioned every week. Now with locations in Toronto, Montreal, and Ottawa. Parts cars, rebuildable wrecks, damage-free theft recoveries. Bid in person, bid online from anywhere. Worldwide shipping. A better way to buy a car. Visit StarkAutoSales.com. Hey friends, welcome back to the SST Car Show. You know, back in 1980, the Camaro was a hot car, but they didn't make a convertible. We found one though at the Westside Performance Car Show. It belongs to our buddy Tom Payne, who customizes cars. And he wanted a 1980 Camaro Convertible so bad, he chopped the top off one. This is the result. This is a 1980 Camaro Convertible. Now, if you know much about Camaros, you probably know Chevrolet did not produce a convertible Camaro in 1980. That's where Tom Payne comes into the picture. You decided to change that.
Yes, I put a full frame under it, made it removable hardtop, and it just makes a nice car. I like the look of this Camaro as a convertible.
You see, Tom takes ordinary cars and makes them extraordinary. And that's why he chopped the top off this car. To save weight and make these cars more fuel efficient, General Motors did not use a full frame in Camaros in 1980. Instead, a partial front frame was used. The rest of the car was a unibody design, and the top provided some body strength, keeping the car stiff. That's why they never really made convertible Camaros in 1980. there was sort of like this taboo against convertibles because insurance companies actually didn't like them, and there were concerns about safety with convertibles, and that's why some of the car companies started to shy away from them, and consumers as well, right? So to make this work as a convertible, Tom added a full frame under the car to provide strength and safety. Tom added a black and yellow paint scheme inspired by the Bumblebee Camaro from the Transformers movie franchise. What does this car remind you of?
The Bumblebee.
The Bumblebee. So my question, Tom, is does this thing actually transform?
It doesn't, but that gave me quite an inspiration of making a Transformer one day.
Today, Tom's Camaro is a nice cruiser. The 350 V8 provides ample power. It's smooth and reliable. The result is exhilarating wind-in-your-hair fun. So what's this got in it, a 350 or a 305?
It's a 350. It's just a 350 with a Muncie, but nothing fancy in this one.
For Tom Payne, converting this Camaro into a convertible was a labor of love that was worth it because of the heads it now turns at car shows.
The kids love this one. Just they all come running. Can I get a picture? Can I get a picture? Mom, the Bumblebee, the Bumblebee.
Like this one at the West Side Performance Car Shop in Blenheim, Ontario. Rick Walker, SST Car Show News. And now, friends, a look at the Maybach 6 concept vehicle. Don't go away. When we come back, we'll take you for a ride in that Batmobile tribute car that we showed you a little earlier in the show.
Hi, I'm Elena. Don't go away. There's more SST with Rick Walker coming right up.
Provide remote service so you'll never be without your TV. Updates itself automatically. 30-day money-back guarantee. Call 1-866-248-1490. That's 1-866-248-1490. Or order online at supergeeks.tv. That's supergeeks.tv.
Stark Auto Sales. Hundreds of insurance claim vehicles auctioned every week. Now with locations in Toronto, Montreal, and Ottawa. Parts cars, rebuildable wrecks, damage-free theft recoveries. Bid in person, bid online from anywhere. Worldwide shipping. A better way to buy a car.
For a smart TV, turn your TV into a genius with a Super Geeks Android TV box. Boxes start as low as $39.99 with full warranty. Pays for itself. Select from thousands of free online shows. We even provide remote service so you'll never be without your TV. Updates itself automatically. 30-day money-back guarantee. Call 1-866-248-1490. That's 1-866-248-1490. Or order online at supergeeks.tv. That's supergeeks.tv.
Stark Auto Sales. Hundreds of insurance claim vehicles auctioned every week. Now with locations in Toronto, Montreal, and Ottawa. Parts cars. Rebuildable wrecks. Damage-free theft recoveries. Bid in person, bid online from anywhere. Worldwide shipping. A better way to buy a car. Visit StarkAutoSales.com.
Turn back the hands of time with antique Chevrolet parts. Since 1971, we've been sourcing parts from around the world to help you restore and maintain antique Chevs. No tail fins? We have your parts. Call us toll-free at 1-866-767-2787. Get help from a real person or go to antiquechev.com. Download a catalog, order online, delivered to your front door. Antique Chev, helping you turn back the hands of time.
Stark Auto Sales. Hundreds of insurance claim vehicles auctioned every week. Now with locations in Toronto, Montreal, and Ottawa. Parts cars. Rebuildable wrecks. Damage-free theft recoveries. Bid in person, bid online from anywhere. Worldwide shipping. A better way to buy a car. Visit StarkAutoSales.com. Hey friends, welcome back to the SST Car Show. Earlier, we took you on a tour of the Ultimate Man Cave with Mike Sirico and Mel Guthrie, two movie car aficionados who have stuffed their garage full of movie cars and movie car tribute vehicles. Well, our tour of their facility went one step further when they asked us if we'd like to go for a ride in one of their cars. And of course I said yes, and when they asked which one, well, there was no question. It had to be the Cape Crusader's ultimate crime-fighting vehicle. Come with me now as we take a ride in that car. Atomic batteries to power, turbines to speed. Holy hot rod! It's a Batmobile replica, and we're going for a ride. Technically, this is not a Batmobile. If Mike Sirico and Mel Guthrie called it a Batmobile, they might wind up in court. So this replica is called a Bat car.
I've heard it called a Gotham Roadster, a Crime Crusader. I've heard different names for them. But, I mean, you know what it is. I mean, if you see a picture of the guy trying to sell this as a kid, without any, bats on the doors or whatever, you know what he's trying to do. You know what kind of car he's, you can call it whatever you want, but you got the idea.
It sure looks aesthetic, though. From the deep black paint and safety orange pinstripes to the labeled switches and plexiglass aircraft-style windshield, this thing looks almost exactly like the car that was used in the 1960s Batman TV series starring Adam West and Burt Ward. The original Batmobile from the 60s, built by the king of customizers, George Barris, was built around a Ford Futura concept car. This tribute car was built on an old Lincoln chassis. It actually runs and drives better than the original.
It gives you a new appreciation for how Adam West used to handle this car, because he's a big guy and it is kind of cramped. I mean, you're sitting where Burt Ward would sit, and he's got plenty of room. He was 18 years old, but Adam's, a little over 6 feet tall, and this is not the most movable, spot in the world.
It's faster too, and it sure turns heads. It generates smiles at stoplights, and when Mike Sirico is out driving this car and he runs into a woman who years earlier turned him down for a date, he gets to gloat just a little.
So now who's laughing? Not me. Not me. I got this. You could have had this. You said no.
This Batmobile tribute car is just one of about 24 movie replicas stored at this hidden movie car cave in a secret warehouse in a Detroit suburb. For warehouse and car owner Mel Guthrie, buying, building, maintaining, driving, and showing these cars is an insatiable passion.
I thought these were really cool cars, and they were in Hollywood production, so.
For Mel's partner and friend, Mike Sirico, being around these movie cars has become an addiction. Mike loves pop culture. He loves keeping the entertainment history from the 60s through 80s alive with these vehicles.
There's so many people that sat in a Batmobile and they've said, we heard this once, I've heard it 100 times, I've always wanted to sit in that car. Well, now this is where their chance was, and they did, and they were just like blown away. So, I mean, you kind of give them that little moment of their childhood or whatever you want to call it, but yeah.
Look for Mike and Mel and this collection of movie cars in the months and years ahead at car shows and comic conventions. That's where they go on weekends if they're not just hanging out in their movie car cave or driving around on the streets of Detroit in this replica of the most famous movie and TV car in the world. Rick Walker, SST, Detroit. Well, friends, that's all we have time for today. So until next time, I'm Rick Walker reminding you, when you can't get to the car show, we'll bring the car show to you at SSTCarshow.com or StreetSportTV.com. Catch you next time.
Maverick Multimedia production.